All right, everybody, welcome to the What's Next podcast, where we sit down with real estate agents, entrepreneurs, and business professionals to talk about tech, real estate, and everything interesting, really. I'm your host, Max Bergstrom, and this is What's Next. Let's go! We sit down with real estate agents and talk about how the industry is changing, thriving with technology. We look at strategy. We love it. Welcome to What's Next podcast. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the What's Next podcast for another great episode. Today, I'm here with Jenica Martin, a very successful San Diego real estate agent who believes in empowering her clients through education, knowledge, and unmatched customer service. Jenica, how are you today? Thanks so much for being here.
Good. Thank you for having me, Max.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm starting to think, was it a good idea to have Courtney and Levi in here goofing off? Because, I'm starting to think that, maybe we should put them in the other room.
I know Court's gonna make me laugh.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it's amazing. It's we like to have fun here, and the more the merrier. That's what I say.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So you are originally from Walnut Creek?
Yes, I'm from the Bay Area. Grew up there, and then I moved down to San Diego for college. I went to Cal State San Marcos.
Communications, right?
Communication. Yeah.
Communication.
Yep. Major.
Okay. What is that?
What's communication?
Yeah, I know, because Paulina Salazar was on here last week, and she went to the same school and had the same major, and so, but I'm like, what exactly do you like? What's the area of focus? It seems really broad, and pardon my ignorance, I just don't know.
Yeah, one of my favorite classes I took was the philosophy. Was like Freud. I don't know if you know much about.
Yeah,
Freud.
I'm a psychology major.
Yeah,
I know all about Freud.
Interesting, but that was one of my favorite classes. Learning why we do what we do, and it was very interesting.
Definitely.
But group communication classes, how you work together with others. It sounds very simple, but I always say, even when I'm talking to my clients, I only say, but how I act and carry myself with my clients is I have great communication. Yeah,
so it's an asset.
It sounds so simple, but it's really,
everything, right?
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. So you probably got a good leg up on customer service and working with other people and all that kind of stuff with that major.
From that, but I'm a visual experience person myself. So I come from the hospitality industry.
Okay.
So that, I used to bartend, waitress, and that's doing 20 things at the same time when still giving that customer service. And then I've worked in restaurants where it wasn't just what do you want to eat? Here's your meal. It was a very service based.
Sure.
Giving them an experience.
Totally.
So that was that's going that extra mile. That's really helped build the foundation for my real estate business. Yeah.
And it sounds like, you take that same approach and you really want to make an impact and help your clients reach their specific goals. And, you seem like you're very passionate about real estate. So, is that how long have you been an agent? How did you get into it?
So I've been an agent. I actually just renewed my license, came up on 8 years.
Okay.
I was working, one of the nightclubs I worked at, I was talking to a buddy of mine. I feel like everyone says oh, why'd you get into real estate? People always say, oh, I like looking at homes. I was kind of that person.
Yeah.
Little do you know that's just the starting level of what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But it kind of was that.
Yeah, if you enjoy it too. Yeah, if you enjoy it. If you already enjoy looking at homes, it's hey.
Yeah, so I was telling one of my buddies, and he's like, oh, he was part of the EO group. Mm-hmm. And he said one of my buddies has an equity group. He's looking to bring on an executive assistant.
Okay.
So I interviewed. I got that position. Wasn't for me at all. It's I'm a very, entrepreneur mindset, but it was good. It helped lay that foundation. Me learn the back end. I was dealing with escrow, all our escrow. So really learning the back end that helped build okay, what next? Because you get your real estate license and you're really okay, I have my license. What do I do now?
Yeah.
So
and it seems to me you don't. Actually doing real estate is a lot different than the test and what you learn, right? So you can't confuse the menu for the meal. And I feel like a lot of people do that. So you had to tell me about, did you have that same experience?
Yes. You walk out of there first. I passed the first time. I couldn't believe it. Not a great test taker.
Nice.
And it's a very long test.
Yeah, it is.
I walk out. You can't open your paper in the room. You have to be outside the room. And I'm like, oh, shit, I passed. Mm-hmm. But I was I was working for the equity group, and I'm still okay, now what? The hardest part is getting the clients, why you, So it was good I had that back end, systems experience. And then my boss had moved to New York. I didn't want to move to New York, so that's when I decided, hey, I want to have my own business, be a full-time agent. And so that's when I decided to go that direction. That was about 6 years ago.
Okay. And then you've just been rocking and rolling ever since?
Rocking ever since. I'd say I came over to Douglas Elliman for almost 5 years ago, and that's really, I'm a big believer in like the environment you're around, helps create the type of person and agent you are going to be. And at Douglas Elliman, I'm around those that, I look up to. So before I came to Douglas Elliman, I was just kind of, open house here and there. When I came to DE, I was on a team, Ruth Pugh's team, and she's very big on, she's the first person in the office, when I was on her team.
Yeah, she's kind of a badass, if I can say so.
Yeah, exactly. So
and then before Douglas Elliman, did you go like bounce around a lot or
no? It's the second office I've been with.
Got it.
Well, no, sorry. I was with Caldwell Banker.
Okay.
And then came to Douglas Elliman.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So that's why when I came to Douglas Elliman. So just two offices.
Got it.
But yeah, so Ruth was just really taught me. I never really had a business plan. So, hey, I have to do, 10 to 12 open houses a month. I'm a big believer, work breeds work. So I had consistency. My open houses.
Work breeds work.
Yes.
So can you? I like that. Can you
like
elaborate on that a little bit? Yeah. What do you mean by that?
I think it's impossible if you're putting in the work not to see the results. I mean, if you're doing 12 open houses a month, I was doing it every Thursday through Sunday, and then sometimes
every day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Gotcha.
Sometimes I might have to take a Saturday off or a Sunday off for something personal. So that's why it's 10 to 12. But a lot of months it was 12 open houses a month, and that was for 2 years. If you're doing that, it's impossible not to get the business.
Yeah, it's like the consistency thing too, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people get into something and they want to build it, and if it doesn't work in 6 months, they're like, "This just doesn't work." Like I give up.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just kept going.
Kept going because it's not like you're gonna do one and you get a client. Like it was probably a couple months before something got going, but you're putting in the work and.
Yeah. Did you have like a lot of other challenges? Do you feel like when you started and to ramp up to the success that you had now, or did it kind of come naturally to you? Like what were the big hurdles that made you want to quit?
Definitely like in your head mindset, like you're working, not only Monday through Friday, but working every Saturday and Sunday. And, I'm in no escrows because it wasn't just, I did 12 open houses a month and I was in a bunch of escrows. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So
it
was a lot of output, not a lot of input at first.
So you have to be willing to put that in. You have to put in the work. And then it doesn't, within like probably I'd say, 6 months of doing those consistently, it just like all at once, it's going to start, kind of tornadoing and building up.
So I understand that you like to listen to an Audible book every now and again.
I love Audible.
Right. Me too. It's great. I mean, we're in California, we're in the car all the freaking time, right? So it's good to listen to Audible. Have you read The Compound Effect before?
Yes, but Darren Hardy.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. So that's super cool. And I found that to be true. If you plug away at it, then once you start getting those dividends, it'll just snowball.
Absolutely.
But people just give up too quickly.
Yeah. And
so
I'm a big energy person too. I was just telling Court in the restroom, I have a listing right now and it's from a fiduciary. And when I this is probably a year and a half ago, I was looking to build relationships with fiduciaries for a new business. And I was reaching out to some, didn't have any success. But then a couple months later, a fiduciary reaches out to me that saw me from a previous listing. I interviewed. Fiduciaries typically have to interview a couple agents. I got that listing, and I just got the second one from them. So it's just crazy, like, when you put your focus on something, that good things are going to come from it. Yeah,
totally. And you have like the whole, I love that you mentioned you're an energy person because, the law of attraction and, I like Gary V talks about that kind of stuff a lot. But like when I first got sober, I meditate a lot. I'm just really like, I'm on like a spiritual path. Like I'd love to be enlightened one day, you know, but I like had it backwards. Like, you know, you always wait for something good to happen and then you can feel good, but it's like the other way around. Like if you choose to just feel good, just to feel good, then good things will happen. And like a lot of people are like, oh, that's all like bullshit. It's airy fairy stuff. And it's like, no, like you're not going to sit on your couch and think positive and somebody's just going to hand you everything. But like if you feel good about something and your vibrations elevate, that puts out just different energy and then good things just happen. I totally believe that.
Yeah, I believe in pairing the mindset affirmations with the work.
Right.
So it's like you can't
just say it.
Just sit and be, you have to put the work in and then
Tony will bring me lunch today. Tony will bring me lunch today. Tony will bring me lunch today. I mean, I've tried it, you know. Doesn't work. He brings granola and other healthy stuff for himself, and then he tells me to go get him a snack upstairs. That's pretty much it. Just kidding, Tony. Well, that's awesome. I love all of that. But real estate aside, I mean, I definitely want to get more into that. But you know, like you got a big family. You like to spend time with your nieces. Muay Thai boxing, what's up with?
Gosh, I got into Muay Thai like 10 years ago when I was working at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Jimmy, they used to come into, not restaurant, actually it was the bar, and I got into it and I love it. I'm a soccer player, so it's
okay.
Muay Thai is using kick, knees.
Yeah.
It's not just like, it's different than kickboxing.
Yeah.
Kickboxing is literally just kind of like kicking the pads. So
yeah.
Muay Thai is using elbows, knees, a lot in your hip power.
Yeah. So like, would it be an accurate assessment to say that you could, you know, put a good kick out there?
I can.
Levi, can she kick you in the face?
Best. Actually, a slip hook, if I came behind you and did that with my heel, your calf, it'd
be over.
It would stun you.
Let's put it into test. Levi?
So Tony grew up boxing, and he trained in clubs, and so he's into boxing.
Clubs?
Like boxing clubs? Yeah, boxing clubs. Yeah. Oh, and like, you know, he'd get in fights with people in the club. Like, he'd be out in the club. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, he's into that stuff too, but I thought that was really interesting. And so like, is Muay Thai, how is that, do you use, like, does it have the same disciplinary factor with like other martial arts, and like, is it a big on a mindset thing? And, you know,
it is. So I don't spar. Spars when you go like one-on-one with someone.
Gotcha.
I do more like the pads, like have a partner that holds the pads.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it definitely still, it's hard.
I'll bet it's a workout.
It's very hard workout.
Very good. Very good. And then fitness and outdoor activities. You love to be outdoors.
Yes, I love going on hikes. I'm big. Like I said, I was a soccer player, so I always like to stay busy. So if I'm just inside, I'll go crazy.
Are you out there like on the trails and you got like you're on the phone like, I know the contract is in, and you're like out doing that, and you're like working out, and you're on the like. Do you?
Yeah, that's one thing. So I see a naturopath, and she's like, okay. When I was in the appointment, I had my AirPod in. That's typically always in. She's like, you can't be on the phone in here. And after I left the first time I saw her, she's like, okay, so here's like your homework, or here's one of your like medications I'm subscribing you. You're to go on a 15 to 20 minute walk every day, without AirPod in, I struggle with it. I do not. That's why I'm excited. I got a puppy that's going to force me to do that. But that's one thing. It's really hard for me to slow down. So
that's huge.
It's a struggle.
Oh, it is. It's a struggle, and I mean, I hear that a lot from people that are highly successful, and like just the society we live in now with our phones and the notifications and anybody. I mean, if you get a text from somebody and you don't answer, they're like, I can see you read my text. Why didn't you answer? So it's like really invasive. But I always like to ask this because I'm curious to know, how do you have set time aside now where you're like, I'm going to unplug. I'm not going to, be involved in work and answering emails. And do you like take time to set aside like in a morning routine, or do you do something to unwind so you're not like bombarded?
Just the only thing is I go to the gym every day, every Monday through Friday, 7 to 8. And that's really the only time that my phone's like unplugged. I have a business coach, and we go, it's one thing, like I said, it's hard. I struggle with it. He's like, okay, pick a day, just one day a week, even if it's for an hour, turn your phone off, enjoy the company with your friend, your boyfriend, it will be okay.
Totally.
So I did it a couple times. It is something I haven't stuck with.
Yeah.
I struggle with it.
Totally.
But
it's hard. It's
gym,
hard.
I'm good at that. 7 to 8 every day. That's my 1 hour. Phone's gone.
Your mind just goes.
Yeah. I don't have my watch on. That's like the 1 hour out of the day.
It's super cool. There's there's like an old Buddhist metaphor that talks about, it's like your mind uncaged is like a monkey with hand grenades. It's like insane, right? And so if you just let it go, it's just going to throw all kinds of stuff at you. But I have a homework assignment for you, all right? Okay. If you want to find out, if you want peace in your mind, you guys can all do this. This is great. I've done this before. It's absolute agony, but you get a lot of gains from it. Just sit on a couch in a room for 3 hours with nothing. No TV, no books, no phone, nothing. No paper, no pen. You just sit in a room on a couch, and your mind will come. I mean, what are you doing? Oh, you're so lazy. You got to get this done. But, you really get the full scope of how addicted you are to, the commodities and the conveniences that we have, and how you talk to yourself. And, if you do that for long enough, your mind will just naturally quiet down, and then you actually enjoy just sitting there and being. You know what I mean? And so I found that doing that for longer intervals of time, I enjoy actual company more because my mind isn't constantly like, I'm not living tomorrow. I'm not living yesterday. It's just being present. So if you can do, this sucks to do.
Tough.
It is tough, but if you can do it, like, it will blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. Okay, awesome. So. Yeah. No, I don't think so. No puppies. It's just got to be.
This phase of her puppy. It's like,
yeah.
The 3 hours would fly by.
Yeah. So what's your puppy's name?
Lumana.
Lumana.
So it means peace in the Husa. Excuse me if I'm butchering it. It's a language in Africa because she's from Africa. Not her, but her origin. And nice. When we went and picked her up, she was really shy. She hid from us. So we had a couple names picked out, and they just weren't fitting. And then I saw Lumana. I was like, oh, it means peace. I'm like, that's perfect. Well, then we brought her home. She's not shy. She runs up to everyone.
Okay.
So she was just a little shy in the moment. She grew out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a sweetie.
Did you grow up with pets?
Yes. So I grew up with Rhodesian Ridgebacks is what she is.
Okay.
So she's been on my vision board for the last 3 years, and the last 8 months, I've filled out 30 applications and finally got chosen. So
very cool. Now, does she come with you when you do showings and stuff like that?
Sometimes. It depends on the clients. I have some clients that are like, you better bring her.
Totally.
Yes, sometimes.
Cool. Very cool. I love that. You mentioned, or I read that you have a knack for working with buyers and sellers, people that want to sell and buy simultaneously. Mm-hmm. So, tell me about that. You're the first agent that's been I'm, kind of niched out like that.
So, especially right now with COVID, a lot of people are, hey, we outgrew our home, we need an extra bedroom, but we want to sell, but then we have to buy something, which in this market can be a little difficult. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid to have those hard conversations. I actually just had someone write an offer on my listing, and they had to sell, but they weren't listed. And the agent's like, oh, they just don't want to list till we find that one. It's just doing such a disservice to the buyer because it's in this market. You gotta be listed, ideally in escrow with a buyer. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not impossible. I've done it before, but the market's just so robust right now.
Totally.
So really putting a plan together with my clients. I've never had a client go homeless. I will find you a home. If you're hiring me, you trust me as a person and in business to get this done for us. So for you. Okay,
great. And then you work with VA home buyers as well?
So active military, retired military. I'm all about thinking outside the box, getting our offers accepted. VA is a great loan. You don't have to have any
zero down. You can walk right into it.
Walk right in and get the keys and become a home buyer. So yeah, my business is typically based on referrals. So I work with all kinds of buyers, sellers, but definitely strong military market in San Diego.
Yeah. Okay. But definitely referrals is probably the best way to get business. But aside from that, is there any unique approach that you take to your sales and marketing, or how do you, a lot of people are doing social media, you mentioned if you're with Douglas, I don't know what kind of like systems and stuff they have, but do you farm? Do you email market? Are you out doing that stuff? Or is it mainly just like, nope, I got this sphere of people that I really work?
No, I do. So I actually just started farming South Park. I absolutely love
South Park.
South Park. I love the the streets, the food, the wine, everything, the people. I love, especially having a dog now. You can bring your dog in every single restaurant in South Park.
Yeah, I feel like it's like that, like almost everywhere in San Diego now.
I feel like you stick out if you don't have a dog.
You do. Yeah, you get dirty looks.
Yeah.
Like people, like if you don't have a dog, they're like, I see you don't really care enough about my business to bring your pets in here. Yeah, totally.
So I just started farming a couple months ago, South Park actually. So South Park referrals. I still do open houses if it's my listing or in my farm North Park area. But I'm have scaled back from doing 12 a month just because I put my focus in other areas of my business.
Yeah. Okay. And then you've got your team is you, and then is it Rebecca?
Yes.
And
Becca. She goes by Becca.
Becca.
Yeah, so it's just myself and Becca. Becca handles the back end, helps with systems, facilitating escrows, and then I'm all client facing. I'm negotiating for my clients' contracts, what I enjoy and am very good at doing. So yeah, it works out great.
Cool. And are you trying to grow out a bigger team? Like what's the goal coming up?
Not right now. I really enjoy being in the business and client facing. I think a lot of times people get very big. I think name reputation is very important in this industry.
Yes.
And sometimes you get so big, you have 20, 30 agents, but at the end of the day, that's my name, like, oh, I'm on Jenica Martin's team, and I just see it a lot. So right now, no, I mean, down the line, maybe like a couple buyers, like badass buyers agents, but, yeah, I like keeping it small right now.
Keeping it small?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, listen, you mentioned that you like the wine in South Park, and I did read that you're a bit of a foodie. And is Oenophile, is that the right way? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, that's a fancy word for wine connoisseur.
Yeah. I mean, I may or may not have had to Google phonetic, figure out how to pronounce that. I can neither confirm nor deny that, okay?
Well, and sometimes I'm like, does it look like that in the bio could be taken the wrong way?
Oh,
like
it does. It does. I'll be honest with you. I was like, she's a foodie.
What is she in?
Is she Oenophiliac. I was like,
that.
what? Yeah, right? Like, I was like, I Googled it right away. I was like, oh, a wine connoisseur.
Yeah. So at first I was like, I don't know if that's a good word to have in the bio. It could go either way.
Anything with file at the end of it, you know what I'm saying?
It's not too good, right?
Right? You never know. Anyhow, I did prepare a quiz.
Oh, shit.
So this is what we're going to do. This is an 8-question quiz. And Tony is going to be the host, and then it's going to be you against me. And I was telling Courtney earlier that you can tell from my body type that I'm a bit of a foodie, but I know nothing about wine, so I'm sure that
But I better get all these right.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be you and me, and you're probably going to win. But every now and again, every now and again I do okay.
Score. Yeah, you did good.
So I'm calling this. So you're an Oenophile, are you? ... Tony, let's do this.
All right, so there are 8 questions, right? And every question is going to have 3 options. All right, so if I mispronounce anything, just forgive me.
Yeah, you just spell it, and then I'll try to, because I was.
All right.
I know how wine is.
Yeah, so number 1 is vertical tasting involves, and the options are A, wines from the same year but from different wine yards or winemakers. B, wines from the same vineyards or winemakers but from different years. And C is tasting wines while standing up.
Vertical tasting?
Yeah, vertical tasting, yeah.
Okay.
How's that? Is it just like
my grandpa told me if you never know the answer, C is the most common.
I heard that too.
He told me that.
All right. Well, look. You know what?
Great.
You're the guest. You guess first.
So I go first. So what are what's the first? What's the second one?
Second one is
vineyards, right?
Wines from the same vineyards or winemakers but different years.
I thought that was the first one.
No, the first one
It's
is the
very
same
similar.
year, different vineyards.
Yeah.
So they're flip-flopped.
The flip flop. Yeah.
So same year, different vineyard.
Or same vineyard, different years,
Different years,
or
yeah.
drinking wine
I'm
standing
gonna go
up.
B.
What about you?
I don't know. She looks pretty smart. What should I do? I'll go A just to play devil's advocate.
She got it right.
You got it
B.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
different
just
years.
like-
Yeah.
How can I be a?
You got well. Hey, you got it. You got the first one right. You got it.
Give it a score, Levi. 10 points.
We need to get
Yeah.
like the Jenica Martin. Come on down.
Right.
We need to get like the game show stuff on here.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next question?
All right. So, number 2, when a restaurant and a small amount. Wait, hold on. Sorry, excuse me. When at a restaurant and a small amount of wine is poured to taste, the purpose is to number A is gonna be see if you like the wine. B, make sure the wine is what you thought it will be, and C, make sure the wine is not spoiled.
I mean, it's definitely
They're
not.
in all of the above, but I'll go with C.
Make sure the wine's not spoiled. Make sure you like. What was one was make sure you like it. What was the second one?
The second one is that's the second one.
What's the
then
first one?
Make sure the wine is what you thought it will be.
Okay, no, I'm gonna go with C too.
Okay.
C.
All right, you guys both got it right.
Yeah. All right.
2010. All right, so ready? So third question will be, why should you drink dry wines before sweet wines? A, to make sweet wine seem less sweet. B, to make the sweet wine seem full-bodied. And C is to prevent the dry wine from seeming overly dry.
Oh yeah, like a nice full-bodied wine. Make sure it's got a full body. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
C.
Okay,
C.
C?
I say the same thing.
C.
C.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Cool.
So,
So
30
30 to 20.
30-20, yeah. You're just right behind it.
All right.
All right.
You should
so
probably make me go
Are you
first
just-
for
I
the
was gonna
next.
say, are you copying my answer?
I might be.
He's just copying my answer.
He is. I think he is.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. I'll tell you what. I'll go first for the next one.
Yeah.
What's that? No. That would
No,
be
no,
cheating
no.
if I've seen the answers.
No, he hasn't. Yeah. So, okay, 4. So it will be, what is the dominant grape in Chianti wines? A.
Chianti.
I don't know if I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Dude,
Excuse my
it's-
ignorance.
The only
Chianti,
reason I know
whatever.
that. The only reason I know that is because I've seen Silence of the Lambs when
Oh,
the
it's
dude's
a good
talking.
one.
Yeah, right. Hello, Clarice. When he's
Yes.
talking about Chianti and fava beans. It's the only reason I know that. All right, Chianti.
Chianti.
The
All
dominant
right.
grape.
I'm sorry. Okay, so it will be A is oh god, Sangiovese.
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 Sangiovese. Hey, Sangiovese.
Dil Sotero
Din Sotero.
or Sinfandel.
Wait, what was B?
Oh, that's the one.
Here's
Wait,
B spell it.
Sangiovese.
Dulcero,
Dul-
I think.
Dulcero and
Yeah.
and
Eh,
a Zen.
Yeah,
Zin.
Zin.
Okay,
Zinfandel.
you want me to go first on this one so I don't just copy you?
Yes,
All
I know
right,
it.
just because it's fun to say, I'm going to say Sangiovese.
Sangiovese?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the correct answer.
Woo! All right, did you know that I'm an Oenophile? I am a wine connoisseur.
You're a what?
Huh? No? Okay, never mind. Levi said I can't say that.
Yeah.
All right, so 40-30?
Yeah. All right, so 5. All right, so will be which favorite snack food rivals green tea for health benefits?
Ooh, now we're doing
Yeah.
foodie stuff now,
Oh.
right?
Not foodie, yeah.
Yeah, I told Tony to split it, right?
Yeah, foodie and food
Okay.
and wine, right?
Yeah. Half wine, half food.
Yeah, so which favorite snack food rivals green tea for health benefits? A, popcorn. B, chocolate. C, French fries.
Ooh. Well, it's definitely not French fries. I'll say popcorn.
Chocolate.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is it chocolate?
Chocolate.
Those antioxidants.
Yeah, well, but
Yeah.
like that, everybody says chocolate for everything. I felt like maybe you would be outside the box.
Popcorn, I wouldn't say. Oh, with wine.
Popcorn
I was
flavored wine?
Is it
No, we're talking about health
health
benefits.
benefits?
Yeah.
The popcorn mixed with wine. Isn't it?
Chocolate with wine.
Right, that's the benefit, right? The dark chocolate.
I see. I see.
All right. So 6. All right. So how's the score, Levi?
It is 50-30.
50 to 30.
30. All right. So
All right. You better be. Hey, why don't, can you ask some questions about some unhealthy stuff so I can, maybe win?
yeah.
Jeez.
All right. So as far as comfort food goes,
Oh, here we go. See, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
macaroni and cheese
Ooh,
tops the list. How much did Kraft spend in 2009 advertising their macaroni and cheese product?
Their wine and then.
How much did they spend on their ad campaign?
You like the twist?
All right. What's the
You
options?
didn't expect that, right? A, 6 million. B, 18 million. C, 28 million.
I'm going to say C, 28 million. I mean, it's
C.
mac and cheese, right?
Kraft. C.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
C, yeah. Didn't expect that.
No.
All right. So 2 more questions, guys. All right. So
all right.
7. So you have 2 chances to maybe
Yeah, you.
have a tie.
I got to get all the next ones right, right?
Yeah, you need to get the.
In order to tie or in order to win?
To tie, she will win if she gets one more right.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So let's see.
All right.
All right, 7. So when you are on the go, which of these foods is equivalent of a pizza sandwich? All right,
Oh,
so-
man. You know what? I already know the answer. Go ahead. I already know the answer.
yeah?
That's
Okay.
I told you. Pizza sandwich.
All right. So A, cannelloni. The second one sounds the same. So cannoli. And C, calzone.
All right.
A calzone. A calzone.
Calzone.
Yeah, calzone. Yeah.
Calzone. All right. Well, I'm going to say 1, cannelloni is delicious.
I don't. What is it?
However, cannelloni, it's like a large stuffed pasta. Really, really good.
I think
Cannoli is my favorite dessert, hands down.
I don't like cannoli.
I love cannoli. But the answer is a calzone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say C, calzone.
Calzone.
And that's my final answer.
It'd be a calzone.
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 As you
Hey, I'm
said,
trying
you
to sound
called it.
Italian, okay?
Hey.
Actually, that's how you pronounce it.
How you
Hey.
doing? Let me get a calzone. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right. So last one. Who won World War One when? I'm just kidding. Bro.
Shit.
Won World War One?
Who was in the Allied forces in World War? I'm just kidding now. So the U.S. is the world's #1 coffee consumer. What percentage of Americans drink coffee? Right. So A, 70%. B, 80%. C, 90%.
You don't drink coffee?
Nope.
I say you get a wager how much you have. Does that make sense?
No.
For the winner. So if you have 50, you can wager 50 points on your answer here.
Oh.
Oh.
And that means I put it all
This
on
makes
here.
it a little more exciting.
Yeah.
And if I get it right,
Like, I'm only
how about this? How about this? If I get it wrong, Levi has to take a roundhouse kick to the face
Yeah.
from
Yes.
Jenica.
Please.
If I get it right,
Okay. The knee. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, you know what? Fine. You know what? Fuck it. I'll wager the points. Let's do it. I don't know. What? So, you game?
I'm in.
All right.
Double or nothing or something like that.
You can wager 10, you can wager, what do you got, 70 there?
Just put it all in.
But
Yes,
yeah,
all in.
I'll put it all in.
Let's go all in.
All right.
Yeah.
You want me to repeat the
Gamble.
question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more time.
All right. So the U.S. is the #1 consumer of coffee. What percentage of Americans drink coffee? A, 70%. B, 80%. C, 90%.
You want to answer this first?
Yeah, I'll go first. It's hard.
Dun,
As someone
dun.
that doesn't drink coffee, I hardly ever meet someone that
I-
doesn't drink coffee.
I don't even know why they invited you on the
So-
podcast. I mean, you don't drink coffee. Like,
I drink tea. I drink matcha tea
Oh,
latte.
okay.
Every day.
so at least you're not
Caffeine.
a complete psychopath. You
No.
get some sort of caffeine in your system.
Okay, it's 70, 80, or 90, or 85.
70, 80, or 90.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's tough, huh?
I'm going to go with my grandpa, C. He said C is the answer. You're unsure, typically.
So you're gonna say 90%? See?
C.
B.
I'm saying 90. Everybody in this country drinks. I feel
Okay.
like drinks coffee. I'm saying 90.
So you're saying B and you're in your C, right?
I'm saying C 90.
And you're saying B, right? Correct. B.
B. Yeah, I
Okay.
think 90s.
All right. So B is the right answer. 80%.
Your grandfather would be upset. All right. Well, all right. So where did we come out then? So I definitely lost that one.
All yours. Yours.
So Levi gets kicked in the knee.
Yeah. So Levi has to take a roundhouse kick from Jenica.
You should take it 'cause you know,
Oh, 0.
he wagered.
He gave you the point.
All right. But hey, very good. That was good.
Fun.
That was good. Tony, you get every time we do this, you get better and better and better.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, calzone. Have you had a calzone before?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Yeah, well, I have an Italian friend, and he always corrects me when I say things. So that's why I said it that way.
I've never heard of calzone.
Well, he tells me maybe he's fucking with me.
Probably. Is it Gian?
Gian.
Yeah. He's
Gian.
definitely fucking with
Oh,
you.
yeah. He's a jerk.
Awesome. Well, that was really, really good, and that was super fun. So thank you for humoring me. We always like to, it can't be all serious business and stuff.
Sorry for beating you.
That's okay. It's okay. I'm a big boy. I'll tell you, these guys will make fun of me for a couple weeks, but I'm
Yeah.
used to
Fine.
it, so it's all good. All right. Well, look, I mean, do you do let's talk about events for a little bit. I feel like there's, real estate, San Diego, it's really built up around events. Do you use events for all your clients? Do you do a top appreciation thing where you invite people over? Do you do charcuterie parties? Is that a big,
Love charcuterie.
yeah?
So I focused the last couple years my business around things I enjoy and like doing. I work nights, I work weekends. If I'm going to work those hours, I want to work with amazing people that we vibe well with. And then, essentially giving back to those that have trusted me and have referred their friends and family to me.
Yes.
So I do one client event a year, and we'll be upping that this year.
Cool.
So I just did the pumpkin patch event that's super fun. Everyone really looks forward to that one.
Yeah.
And we had charcuterie boards there, and that was the first time I had done charcuterie.
Yeah.
But again, I love wine, I love cheese.
Yeah.
Kind of incorporating
It makes
things
sense,
that,
right?
I love as well, and I know a lot of my clients love. So that was really fun. We did little cones, which was cool. So little personal charcuterie cones. And then this is my first year doing a vision board party, vision board happy hour.
Cool.
So I'm really passionate about vision boards, my letter, 5F letter I do every year.
What's
so I'm
that?
really big. So I got this from Ruth, and it's a letter you write before the first of the year, and 5F, so faith, family, fitness, friends, and finances. So when you write this letter, you write it to, it's what you accomplished that year, but you write it in the past tense. So not what you want to do, what you did.
Comes
So
back
it's
to the
all
law of
about-
attraction thing, right?
So this year, and it's
It's not I want, it's I am. I did.
I did.
Love
I
it.
accomplished. I went to Paris and drank, and it's very specific. And that's the thing about the vision board. I'm excited to go over because everyone says, oh, I do a vision board, but being very specific.
Yes.
And I remember when the first vision board I made, I had a dog on there, and I keep going back to dogs. I finally got the dog, but she's like, is that the kind of dog you want, the breed? And I said, no. She's like, no, you get a picture of the dog. So just very specific.
Yeah.
Another
Laser
thing,
focused.
Yes. Another thing I'm incorporating this year is I feel like I've always put so much focus on things, not things, but things I want to accomplish in my business, I guess.
Okay.
I always put travel on there, but last year was the first year I had my nieces on there.
Yeah.
Which, I don't
some
have
family
kids.
stuff, right?
Yeah. And so more integrity, things that you hold true to your core values.
Yes.
It's so much what you want to accomplish, not so much why you're doing it.
Totally.
So this year I'm going to be putting a focus on that as well. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited. So we're going to have cheese, wine, and then just be going over what I do that I love doing. And then I told everyone bring your ideas, what you incorporate.
That's really, really cool. Yeah, I love, it's life is a balance. If you're all the way stacked on business, you're not going to be as good in your business because all the other areas of your life are lacking. So that seems like a really good, what was it? Faith, family, fitness, finances, and what else?
And friends.
And friends. Yeah, so that's really, really cool. And like there's this, I can't remember where the saying comes, you probably heard it, but people say like how you do one thing is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like how you treat your, if you don't treat your family with, you know, diligence and integrity and respect, and, you know, you're present for them, how present are you really going to be for your clients at the end? You know what I mean? Exactly. So it's kind of like a balance. So that's really, really cool. How long have you done the 5F thing? And
for almost 5 years. So since when I came to Douglas Elliman, I was on a team.
And then do you read those? Like, do you read them at the end of the year?
So that's why I feel like a lot of people, you make a business plan and it goes away and you never look at it. Mm-hmm. So no, I mean, that's the thing. Your vision board needs to be where you're going to see it every day. And yes, when I read my 5F letter because I read it throughout the year, it's crazy. Sometimes it'll give me chills. Like almost everything has happened.
Yes.
Where I've struggled is the personal stuff.
Yeah.
So, like the slowing down.
That's the hardest
going
stuff,
on the
right?
15-minute walk.
Yeah.
But
have you ever done a digital detox before?
No. God, no.
She's like, oh my God, that sounds terrible. It is terrible. But you know, it's enlightening. I mean, like you don't have to. Do you read any Cal Newport? I talk about Cal Newport all the time on this podcast because.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, so he has his whole concept. He's got a book called Deep Work, which is all about how our attention is really fragmented now with, you know, open concept offices, emails going off all of a sudden, text messages, alerts. They're like, we can't focus anymore. We can't sit and work on something deeply. So his thing is all about like, how do you engage with one thing and do that all the way through when you need to put that amount of focus on it? And, you know, he's a doctor. He doesn't have any social media accounts, and he never has. And so people are like, oh, I can't survive without it. And, you know, I mean, some like you need it for business. I need it for my business. You need it for business. However, like what you could do is, you know, like go through your phone, all the apps that you don't really use, that don't provide any real value, get rid of those. You know what I mean? Stuff you can do on your desktop, don't do it on your phone. Make yourself do it. So like Instagram, yeah, like for me, like when I do this, I'll delete all the other social media apps besides Instagram, because you have to do that on your mobile. But like Facebook and LinkedIn, I'll make myself block the time and then sit and do it on my computer, because otherwise I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm constantly on there. So you just like, I don't know. It's not so much a detox for me, but it's more of a way to like block out time for things, because I've noticed like I'll be with my daughter and she's like wanting to like play with me, and I'm like scrolling and trying to do like 4 things at once. And yeah, it's just, it's really difficult. Refill time.
Yes. Thank you, Levi.
Anyhow, but you know, Cal Newport, check out some of his stuff.
Write that down.
Yeah, I've noticed some upward trajectories and productivity since I've checked his out. Well, look, I mean, we're on the What's Next podcast where we like to talk about technology and all that fun stuff. So let's talk a little bit about that. In the next, like, you know, 10 to 15 years, where do you think real estate's going? How is the role of the agent going to change? How is your business, like, what are you forecasting is going to happen with all this new, next 5 years, 5 to 10, whatever.
I think the value of an agent has never been so important. As silly as that sounds, with like so much at our fingertips in tech, but I'm sure everyone saw like what happened with Zillow when that first happened. Yeah, myself included. It's like, oh shit, Zillow's going to be buying homes. You can't replace the human. Like, it's yes, it's a personal, like when you're buying a home, it's very personal. Yeah. But I think the value of an agent has never been so important, because there's the market when it is really robust. Like, you need an agent. Like, listing a home right now, that's the easy part. You're going to get 10 offers. You're 20. Like, I had a listing on 51 offers.
51 offers.
Getting the offers, that's the easier part. It's like, can you negotiate those for the best price and terms? Like, 51 offers, that's a whole week. My phone was nonstop ringing. And, I pride myself in answering every single one of those agents' calls, calling them back, texting, to represent my client's best fiduciary
of course
interest in the home. So I think even though tech-wise, who knows where we will be, I think video is so important right now. Yeah. And I just heard a story, someone selling a home through TikTok. This was up in LA. A very wealthy individual's son saw it on TikTok, and his dad bought it. So I think, those not adapting to, and that's what we're talking about social media.
Totally.
Like it's hard, because social media has done a lot for my business. Or do people like message me, hey, I want to buy this home? No, but I think it's staying top of mind, your sphere, people that know you.
And
that,
connecting, building a relationship.
Yeah, and seeing like who, and I know I'm like this, like I just kind of rehired a bunch of, you know, bookkeeper, CPA for myself, and people want to work with people that they like and they trust.
No, like, and trust, 100%.
And because there are so many real estate agents right now, I think people, you know, it's outside of like, okay, you're great at what you do, so are like all 5 of you. Like, what else do I need to know about you to want to work with you? Because again, it goes back to like, I'm going to be spending, if you're a buyer, I'm going to be spending every weekend with you until I find that home.
Totally.
So.
Yeah, I love that. So if you're an Oenophile and somebody doesn't know what that is, and they're like, I don't know, like, what is that? And then you can be like, oh, I like wine. And they're like, oh, yeah, all day long. I'm buying all my houses from you.
Exactly. I feel it's incorporating, like, I don't want all alcohol in my page,
no,
all wine.
it's like the 5, you know, like all the things you like, right? Yeah. You got your family, you got your dogs, you got like food and wine, you've got fitness, you got yoga. So it's like breaking up, and then real estate. So, you know, you're doing post. Exactly.
And they all can go hand in hand, you know, like my dog, I'm so excited to meet her or take her to the dog park. And I'm sure I'm going to meet a bunch of amazing people and you know, form those relationships. So
Absolutely.
Incorporating like what you like to do in your business.
Cool. So in the next, 10, 15 years, even though tech is changing, it's not going to replace the agent. It's more important than ever to keep that personal connection. Is there any other, nuggets of forecasting info that you want to drop on how you think real estate's going to be?
No, I think it just, it goes back to, I think tech video, video and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Which relationships is it tech? But
cool.
Can't
Love
replace
it.
the human.
Can't replace the human. Well, you heard it right here from Jenica Martin. Where can we get a hold of you? Tell everybody, all of our listeners, where they can connect with you, where they can check out your content, how you want to, or if they're looking to buy or sell a home, how do you want them to get at you?
So Jenica Martin, all lines of communication, call, text, email, social media. So my Instagram handle is Jenica Martin Realtor. You can call me, text me. My cell is 925-787-1911. I'm originally from the Bay Area. I didn't change by the time I got established in real estate. I'm like, it's too late to change my number.
I'm from Minnesota. I didn't either, so you're good.
But yeah, I'm really big on the education piece. So if you're looking to buy, whether it's now, a year from now, just curious like where to start, it's super helpful. We meet. I have a buyer consultation. Takes about 20 minutes getting to know you better, what you're looking for, and then I just go over like the whole buying process and what that looks like. So, and then selling as well, I have on the sell side. So
awesome. Well, you guys, you all have Jenica's number, so if you want to buy or sell, get at her. Also, if you like this episode, we hope you did, but you can check us out at thewhatsnextpod.com, on Instagram and Facebook at thewhatsnextpod, and all of our videos are also on YouTube, so like, follow, subscribe, and share. Tony, how do you feel about this episode? I had a lot of fun. What parting words can you offer for this one?
Well, I think this episode was fun. I think I like the game and all the information that she gave, and I mean, we should do another episode, right, Levi?
They don't want you to leave.
Do you feel like your linguistic skills were challenged and now?
Since the moment she walked in, I just feel smarter.
Oh, see, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I've got nothing else, so I think we're ready to roll on this one. Thank you again for coming.
thank you guys.
Yeah, and we'd love to celebrate your success, and I hope that Levi, when you take this roundhouse kick after we're done here, that it doesn't hurt too much.
I'll give him a hook.
Give him a hook kick. All right, that's all right. Then on to that, and on to the next portion of the day. All right, guys, take us out, Tony. Sit down with real estate agents and talk about how the industry is changing, thriving with technology. We look at strategy,